Umar Nurmagomedov versus Song Yadong is rumored to be happening next. Now, who would win this fight? Well, before we talk about who would win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Umar Nurmagomedov fought Beksa Amakan, in which Beksa dropped Umar Nurmagomedov in round 1.
We asked him about it. He said, we're training like robots. Wow!
But then Umar Nurmagomedov brought it back, took control of the whole entire fight with his wrestling and ground game, and obviously Umar Nurmagomedov ended up taking it by decision.
And still undefeated, Umar!
And after this, Umar Nurmagomedov went into fight Corey Sanhagen, in which both of their striking was great, but Umar Nurmagomedov showed that his wrestling, grappling, and ground game is just on a whole different level, in which Umar Nurmagomedov ended up taking it by decision.
And still undefeated.
Let's take a look at Song Yadong's latest performances, in which he fought Chris Gutierrez, in which both started out great until Song Yadong brought Chris in round 4.
Gas mark 5.
That's it.
Song Yadong also had way more ground control, and obviously Song Yadong ended up taking it by decision.
The Kung Fu Kid, Song!
And after this, Song Yadong went into fight Peter Yan, in which both started out very slow in round 1 until Peter Yan picked it up, landed some great shots and kicks. Landed Song Yadong, and obviously Peter Yan ended up taking it by decision.
Pelter! No mercy!
Now, this fight being heavily rumored that it's going to be next definitely tells me that it's most likely going to be next, which if we get this fight, it's honestly not a bad fight. It's a fight that we could look at and say, oh yeah, we're going to get a good back and forth fight, because if you look at Song Yadong, he's a very good striker, has some elite level boxing skills, and if you look at Umar Nurmagomedov, well, we know what he has to offer, as he's undefeated with a record of 18 wins, and he can do it all. He can strike, he can wrestle, and he can grapple, so it's going to be a very good fight. But most importantly, it's going to be a fight that means a lot to both men, because whoever the winner of this fight is will most likely be next for a title shot. So now, how's this fight going to go, and who's going to win this fight? Well, both men have crazy knockouts in the UFC and have shown to be very dominant on the feet, and Umar Nurmagomedov just surprised everyone against Corey Sanhagen by outperforming Corey Sanhagen in the thing that we didn't expect, and that's when it came to striking. So let's say both men keep the fight on the feet for the majority of the fight. Well, in that case, I believe that it's going to be a very close fight, as I see both men having some good moments in this fight, and at that point, either man can win the fight if the fight goes all rounds. But I believe that if Umar Nurmagomedov is able to shoot for takedowns and do some good work on the ground along with doing some good work on the feet, I believe that he has a better chance at winning this fight, as I believe by doing that, he'll end up winning rounds and rounds very convincingly, and at that point, I see him winning the fight by decision.